Okay, today's topic is dedicated to the railway project, the controlling and the scheduling the railway project in TILOS. In this webinar, I'll give you the short presentation about what is the TILOS and where we can use it. Later on, I'll show you some examples of the railway projects which we've done in TILOS, and moreover, we'll have a short live demonstration of the railway project. Okay. Okay, who is the Linear Project? Linear Project is actually it's the owner of the TILOS. It was the owner of the TILOS. However, it's been acquired by Trimble in 2015, beginning of 2015. It's on the market more than 20 years, and the software, TILOS software, is available in more than 10 languages. We have a user base for TILOS for construction companies in Germany. 9 out of 10 construction companies, biggest construction companies, are using the TILOS for their projects. And on the left side, you are able to see the world's 200 largest construction companies who are using the TILOS over the globe, which is Da Vinci, Bechtel, Hochschild, Skanska, FCC, and so on. Moreover, we have a Asia customer map, where we actually showed some of the biggest construction companies which are using the TILOS, and a Europe and Middle East customer map. As I can see, we have a lot of participants from the Middle East, so I'd like to give you my salam to you guys. Thank you very much for attending. And okay, what is the linear project characteristics? As you know, that the linear project has an axis where we are performing the work, and in this case it can be the pipeline project, railway project, highway projects, tunneling, engineering, and transmission projects. As you all know, that the linear project has repetitive activities, and our goal is, in this case, to optimize the productivity rate, reduce the project duration, visualization of the working area, and reducing the overall cost. In which industry we can implement the TILOS? Here are some examples. Actually, this is a real project what we have done. Here are examples as a transmission line project, pipeline projects, highway and road and bridge projects, high-rise building projects, railway projects, metro and tunneling projects. Well, why we use TILOS is to see actually the big picture of the project. Instead of having 40 pages report on traditional CPM tools such as Primavera or MS Project or Astapower Project, we can have one in all the project in one A4 or A2. It doesn't matter how you will print, but in one page report. This is the example of the traditional Gantt chart, like we have in P6, MS Project or Astapower Project, where we only have the one axis, which is time. However, in TILOS we have a two-dimensional change, where we have a time and a distance. So by this way, we are able to see when and where our work is going to perform or already performed. So in this example, I will show you how to analyze the TILOS projects and how we can easily see how the TILOS works. So let's say this is a working area. We have a time axis, we have a distance axis. We are able to put the graphical illustration, like this is a road project, let's say 4 kilometers, and we have illustrated that this is a road project with 2 intersections and 1 bridge or culvert. On the top, we have an elevation profile diagram where we have a road level. Then we're also available to illustrate, to show the quantity which is supposed to be cutted and where, and the amount which is supposed to be filled. So let's say we are starting with one first activity, which is the topsoiling activity, which starts from the left side of the bridge from 2,600 meters and going back to the beginning of the project to the 0 kilometers, and it will take us 3 weeks to complete it. After completion, we're moving our crew to the other side of the bridge, and we are starting from 2,800 meters until the end of the project. Moreover, we are able to show not only the linear activities but also the structural activities. For instance, we have here the bridge, and we also illustrated it as a structural activities. But as you know, we have more activities inside for the details. We are also possible to show the details as well, which is the foundation, decking, or abutment, for instance. Beside the structural and straight line activities, let's say linear activities, we're also able to show the activities which is related to the quantity based. As you can see, the cutting line has two breaks here. Why two breaks? Because if we look on the top, and we can see that the amount which is supposed to be cut between the 1,700 to 1,200 is less than the amount which is supposed to be cut between 600 and 1,200. Therefore, we're able to see that the first place from 1,700 to 1,200 will take less time in order to complete this part. However, it will take more time. It might be the 5 weeks in order to complete the bigger amount of the cutting activities. And at the same time, we're able to block the filling area, because we cannot perform any work until we fill this area. So we are blocking this place with a triangle. It might be any different shape. No problem with it. It's possible. So we are blocking this area in order to show that we cannot perform the work until we finish the filling activity. Next, we have a grading and a stabilization. So this is mainly how the TILOS works in order to see. So in this case, we are able to see, for instance, let's say that our cutting activity will start on the second week of August, and where it will be starting, it will start in 1,700. So by this way, we are able to see not only when our activity is going to start, or is going to finish, or is going to be performed, but also where. So this calls a two-dimensional change. Okay, the TILOS has such options as a class detection. So let's say we have one working area where we have a time axis and a distance axis, a graphical representation. Then we have a sectors, divided sectors. In the middle of it, we have a restriction area. So we are able also to put the restriction area where we cannot perform our work, or it can be some soil classification where our work rate is lower than the usually. Also the calendar settings, for instance, during this winter time, our work rate will slow down, so we cannot perform as we're performing in the summertime. So let's say in this case we have in April, during this distance, we have some bird migration area, so we cannot perform any work over this time. Let's say we have one activity, and this activity is starting from the end of the first week of the March, and we are able to see that we have a clash here. So it's up to the project manager or project engineers how to decide and what to do in this case. So they can stop the work over here and then wait for 1 week and then later to continue, or there is a possibility to postpone the beginning of the work to 1 week later in order to avoid this clash. However, if you pay attention on this part, where we have a traditional example of the first task and the second task, we're starting from the March and ending in the May, and the second activity starting in the April and the ending in the June. So we cannot see any clash over here. However, we are able to see the clash in TILOS. So this is called the graphical illustration. By this way, we are able to see that we have a clash on this case. So beside that, we are able to put the distance lag. So in this case, we have put a distance lag between the two activities. For instance, minimum distance is like we put here the 2 kilometers, so they cannot perform any work closer than 2 kilometers. Okay. TILOS has a GIS model, integrated GIS model, which called the progress map, TILOS progress map, and another name is the progress monitoring on Google Earth. So let's say this is an example. This is a screenshot of the project. What you have here, the blue line is the main project. Below we have a TILOS representation, TILOS project. The other lines, these slim lines, is the main activities which supposed to be performed during all over our project. So let's say we have a Monday, 22nd of April, and our crew is here. So the highlighted parts, we are able to see that our crew is going to perform our work over here. So later on, once we have our update, we are able to see that our crew moved to another place. By this way, you can see the progress. Or the other option, it is possible if you have two crews who just starting from the beginning and from the end of the project, we're able to see the highlight. We're able to highlight, and by this way to see where we are at the moment. TILOS has a good reporting systems, so we are able to put the reports together with our project plan in one page. So let's say, for instance, we have a time axis, right? And during the time axis, we are able to see, put the, for instance, the resource histograms, then the labor hours, the total machine hours, the cost and income histogram, the cash flow, the quantities, the resource. So it's not only for time, but also for the distance based. TILOS is TILOS has integrations with such softwares as Primavera, P6, Microsoft Power Project, Asta Power Project, and we have options to copy paste from the Excel. So by this way, we are able to transfer all the data, all the information from the Primavera into the TILOS, or vice versa. So it's no problem, it is possible, and if we'll have time, I'll show you how to do this. So in which stage we are able to use and implement our TILOS solution is in the feasibility studies, in the overall plan, production plan, and a special studies, and it can be used by the owner, engineering companies, contractors, subcontractors, for the tendering stage, for the pre-design, planning, procurement, execution, even for the claim analysis. So this is pretty much all for the presentation part. Right now I'll be showing you the some of the examples, the railway project. Okay. Okay, this is a railway project in South Africa where we have implemented our TILOS solution. As you can see, it's more complex than I was showing in my presentation part. On the top of the site, we have the graphical illustration of the project. Then we have divided the kilometers, the sections. As well, we have a time axis here. As you can see, we have structures, activities here, which is a site installation, founding, excavation. Well, linear activities. Okay, I think we have some questions here. Okay, great. No question at all. The railway stage, say. As you can see, we have illustrated here the works such as clearing and grabbing, track laying, initial survey ballast, signaling, system static tests. All these activities are linked to each other, has a relation. So what we can see here is like on the 60 kilometers we have the, and in July in 2011 we are starting our setup sleeper factory activities, let's say. This is all how we can actually analyze. On the below we have a legend. Let me show you some other examples. This is a railway project in Germany. When it says we have a graphical illustration, these are the graphics which actually can be added from the TILOS. We have a section, divided the sections, the distance axis, and the activities itself. It looks like more complex than I was showing, but however, let me show you another example which is more or less easy to understand. So this is a railway sample. We have on the top, we have a Google Earth drawings, let's say. From the beginning of the project, we have two bridges here at the end of the project. Graphical illustration. So for instance, this is a JPEG, right? However, we can put that where our actual work will be performed and how the road level and the line level. On the later on, we are able to see where our bridges will be. We can indicate where the kilometer, the sections, if there is a culverts. So these are the structure works. This is the bridge, this is the culvert. Then the activities such as the clearing activity, the grading activity, the soil installation activity. So by this way we are able to see, by clicking to one activity, for instance, we are able to see that the duration is 308 days, and it's starting from the 0 up to the 90,000 meters, and the date is as well here. So we are starting in the 2012 on the 5th May 9, 2012, and it ends in December in 2013. The structure activities are here. This all linked. Let me remove the link, so this is more will be visualized. Let's say, okay. Below we are also able to show our Gantt chart. Okay. So let me show you. So all these are correlated, they're all linked. If you change in one place on the our main working area also will be changed. If you please pay attention on this design part, let's say, and I'm going to change our time, the design part. So you can see it's also changing over there. Okay. Some reports, such as, for instance, we have entered for only some of the resource which we have allocated to the activities such as the ballast with the track and the track lane. We have indicated our labor, and we have a track lane, track signaling, and drivers, master, and workers. We have a histogram on the, for instance, for the sum of activities, also possible for the ballast quantity. All the information is available. If you have any questions, please write, no problem with it. Okay. Another example is a metro project we have. Let's say this, we have the elevation profile. This is not the graphical illustration. This is all, we got this all information from the existing ground level and the tunnel works. All these works are here. We also indicated our station points. So we have here the station names as well, the kilometers, chainage. If we have here the tunnels sections, and as well as the structure works, for detailed structural works, let's say, and linear activities. Okay, I have a question. From Naeem, who is asking if I can show the exchange with the Primavera. Sure, no problem. For instance, let me remove all these activities. So right now I don't have any activities. So it's empty. My working area is empty. On Primavera, I have entered to this project, let's say, a distance. It's a UDF field where we have the distance start and distance end. So each activity has a distance. As you know, in order to import all these activities into the TILOS, we have to show our distance. We have to input the distance information. Okay? Wait. I'm going to import. I'm taking the Primavera XML format. I'm selecting the format. Let's see. I'm selecting my XML format. So here we can import the WBS data categories links if we have in our Primavera, if we have our resource and the cost allocated. It's also possible to import the cost and allocation. We can import from the different type. It can be UDF, it can be activity code, EPS, or the project code. Then it's also possible, like we have an additional field mapping, which in this case we have a start distance in TILOS, and we have a start distance start text or in distance end text in the Primavera. So this is all the name which we have in the Primavera. So when I click finish, all my import is done and all activities are here. It's all taking the links. While importing, we are able to see the links as well. We are all able to import our links. Okay, we have questions. Okay, I have a question from Anna. She asked if we can import the graphical data to TILOS from CAD software, for example, the 3D model. We are able to get the drawings from the CAD, like we can have any OLE object, no problem with it, we can have it. But for the 3D model, actually not yet, but we are working on it, we'll have it soon. Okay. Okay, Ahmed asked me the criteria that should be considered if I need to exchange from Primavera to TILOS. Ahmed, I just showed you what is the criteria. You have to just indicate the distance start and distance end for each activity, and then you are able to get export into the TILOS. Okay, I have a question from Sudarshan, if we are able to show the progress. Yes, we are able to show the progress, and let me show you how we can do this. So let's say we have a working area, we are going to the tools and have the baseline, selecting the data date, which in this case it will be, let's say, end of the 2014. Okay. We're getting our baseline. So all information, this is a task which we got from our baseline. We have here a report date. As I have indicated, I can show it. So right now, these are the progress. For instance, if you can see here, the progress actually is not visible. So let me just display and let me make it more visible. Let's see there. I will remove the links. So these are the progress which we are able to see. It is possible also to show the progress in a Gantt chart. No problem with it. Our baseline activities. Okay. And another questions. Ahsan is also asked in Primavera that he's asking in Primavera they have 10,000 activities. Can we import easily? Yes, Ahsan, you can import easily. Ahmed also asked if we can update the physically and enter the remaining duration. Yes, Ahsan, it is possible to enter the progress by yourself. So let me show you one example of it, how we can do this. But beside, let me remove this one. So let's say we have one activity and we are entering the progress. So we have several methods in order to input our progress, which is the percent split, the quantity split, the distance split, the task step, percent simple, and the quantity simple. So let's say we have a percent simple here, and we're setting, it can be set performed, or we can set our progress, it can be 45%, enter the 45, or it can be the 100%, so no problem. Okay. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay, I see there is no questions anymore. If some of the questions I missed out, I will answer you by the email. So I'm about to finish our webinar, and we'll start in 40 minutes another webinar, which is the 4D scheduling and controlling with Asta Power project. All right then. All right. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed my webinar. And you are welcome to join our next session, which is dedicated for 4D and scheduling and for controlling with Asta Power project. Thank you. Have a good day.